In a South Side neighborhood, there's a unique center where music making is driven by experimentation and where young people are encouraged to express themselves creatively. As Kara Vaninger explains, it all began with an idea in a crumbling building.
We've been doing this for 19 years here now. 19 and 3/4, yeah. I'm beginning to comprehend that we've been doing this longer than some of you have been alive.
2 decades ago, Mark Sarich inherited an aging building in a crumbling neighborhood. Merging his desire to improve the area with his passion for music and belief in community, the newly acquired space soon became the Lemp Neighborhood Art Center.
In many ways, it was sort of responding to a cogent need. There was this community of experimental musicians who were doing free improv, poetry, music, sculpture, sound.
This do-it-yourself culture believes that making music is for everyone and focuses on people and artistic expression instead of profit and fame. The Lemp Neighborhood Art Center became a place for the DIY community to gather, experiment, and exhibit their music. In return, many of the local musicians that perform at Lemp also lend a hand to care for and improve their creative home. Over the years, this humble place has hosted bands from all over the U.S. and abroad, gaining a reputation for a warm welcome, respectful audience, and honest feedback.
No one thought when we first got started that we'd be, inviting people from around the world to play here. No one had the idea that there would be some kind of community that would be created out of these people around the world, but that is exactly what's happened. And a lot of times, there are people who come to the center who think this is theirs, don't even know people who also come to the center and think it's theirs. But of course, they're both right.
Tonight, in addition to live bands, Lemp will screen a new documentary called Dither, the DIY Sound. Filmmakers Sam Genezer and Ben Clayton were initially drawn to Lemp by its reputation as a unique performance space. But it was their interview with Mark that became a turning point for their project.
Mark really gave us some substance to work with. We really were just approaching this as just like music for music's sake, and when he kind of brought that element of the do-it-yourself ethic into our interview, he spoke about engaging the community and everything that music has to offer the community back. It was inspiring.
I guess we kind of took a spark of his passion and sort of carried it all over the country with us and interviewed a lot of cool people who share the same ideas, and now we're able to come full circle and screen it at the place it started.
Lemp has a tradition of serving home-cooked meals to the traveling bands when they arrive. Tonight, they're preparing for Native, who are driving in from Indiana as special guests for DIY night. Native is also featured in the film and consider Lemp as a home away from home, citing it and Mark as invaluable influences in the band's most formative phases, including now as they navigate their recent success.
We're not from here, but in a way, a piece of us is. As a performer here, I'm excited to be here to experience these people in this place.
It's just a very raw atmosphere, and in a positive way. It kind of strips down to the basic message. So, if the message is good and positive, it's going to survive here and thrive here.
You have heavy listeners here.
We're here for music as a central focus without any other competition. There's no pool in the background or drinks to lubricate the experience. Music itself is the lubrication for the experience and why we're all here. That makes possible our focus on people, because we get all the other stuff out of the way.
Underneath all this is this idea that somehow music is what people do to each other. It's what we pull out of ourselves that's uniquely our own.
It goes outside of music and art. Community is a real thing. What Mark does is really great. It's not going to let people fall by the wayside. He's very passionate about making sure that everybody gets an opportunity to do something truly wonderful with their lives.
And now for something completely different, and yet the same. The Lemp Neighborhood Art Center is also home to Orchestrating Diversity, a social change program that empowers and encourages underserved urban youth through the education and performance of orchestral music. Though it works with more structured music than the DIY scene, Orchestrating Diversity is built and maintained on the exact same ideals and values: community, acceptance, and the power of music to unite. The program, which is offered free of charge to qualifying applicants, recently branched out to East St. Louis, where it was met with great enthusiasm.
St. Louis's issues with diversity are really tragic, and most St. Louisans aren't aware of this because they don't get out of St. Louis enough to see it. But all you have to do is get somebody who wasn't born and raised here to walk into the situation. They think, whoa, what's the matter with you guys? This is a mess. It is a mess. Well, so what can a poor white guy in South St. Louis with an old building do about this? Maybe if we can teach our kids to exist in a diverse situation and understand how wonderful that is and sort of forget that this isn't the norm, then it could become the norm.
Jasmine, a 3-year veteran of the program, still comes back to play with her Lemp Arts family when she is on break from her music studies at SIU Edwardsville.
I learned when I got here that if you want to grow and if you want to get anywhere, you have to be open-minded. And that's something that you learn here, and it's all out of love.
Very good.
One of the skills that you need to have for like a teamwork in anything is the ability to exchange ideas and be able to connect.
You can't really connect with someone if you're scared to talk to them. So as you become bolder, you get to connect with more people. And as you start to connect with more people, the boundaries of who you like and who you don't like, they lessen.
So you take these kids and you have them play the same music that the St. Louis Symphony is playing. What does that mean? I mean, how does a kid not walk out of this experience thinking, I'm somebody?
I've not only changed as a musician, but as a person. I mean, I used to be really shy, you know, I didn't really talk to anybody. I'm very outgoing now, and I'm in college. Had I not met Mark or come to the program, I would not be in college. He has prepared me so much.
He's like a father, like to everybody. Like, he makes sure you have your stuff together. We don't just talk about things that happen here. We talk about at school and at home, and he helps out a lot.
We've been everywhere in the country. I mean, you know, a lot of places. There's nothing quite like this. Because this place isn't necessarily about, like, making it. In, like, per se, like, maybe the general idea. In the traditional way. Yeah, of making it. It's about, you know, redefining making it.
You'll be remembered here. Like, it's not about making it in the sense of monetarily or credibility-wise, but you'll feel complete, and that's kind of the wonderful thing that's so rare.